Alright everybody, welcome back to another game of play action football. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator at the Clark and Addison Gaming Company, and this is a new release that we've been working on. And it is a play-by-play football game. It should take you 2 hours or less, depending on how many stats you keep and how detailed you want to get. As you play along, you get a little bit faster, like most games, and you start to get into the flow of things. We have our team sheets. This is going to be replaying the Vikings 2023 season. So this is the next game up. Minnesota is 5-4, and I want to say that New Orleans is around the same record at this point. They were Minnesota wound up 7-10, went on a pretty rough losing streak at the end of the season. New Orleans wound up 9-8. We've got our dice here. Of course, Minnesota's dice, and these will be for New Orleans. And I thought I would just do the player finder, so I'll roll an extra D10 just to kind of have that rolled, and we'll know who ran the ball, who caught the pass, who made the sack, all those kinds of things. I have all of our auto play calling sheet and the kicking and the penalties and the special plays over here. So we'll go through some of those things as time permits, but hopefully we can just knock out the first half here. That's about what I have time for this morning. But we're going to keep track of the field level play. We have our Saints and the Vikings. The Saints will always be going this way. Vikings will always be going this way. We have our down and also our clock. So we'll be running the clock over here. Alright, first thing we need to do is decide who's going to get the ball. So this is the Saints at New Orleans. Oh, and also I'll be keeping basic stats here. I have sort of a score sheet, I guess, that I made up for No Huddle football to just kind of keep track of team level passing and rushing yards, penalties, field goals, punts, all that stuff. So the Saints win the toss and they will defer. So Minnesota will receive in the first half, New Orleans in the second half. So we can just pull them up here. These are the team sheets, and I'll just walk you through a couple of rolls to begin with. First thing that we're looking at for a kickoff is our two D10s. So you can see New Orleans is an 8, and on our kickoff chart, an 8 is 65 yards plus the D6. So 65 plus 2 is 67, which puts it 2 yards deep in the end zone. And we'll run that out. A 2 is going to be 16 yards, and 16 minus 2 is 14. So we were 2 yards deep in the end zone. Not a good decision to run it out. You could wait to see what the kickoff is going to be and then re-roll if you want to. So I set to the 14. So it'll be Minnesota's ball, 1st and 10 at the 14. We'll take 15 seconds off for the run back, and I will just mark that as 67 and 16 on the run back. Alright, first play from scrimmage, 1st and 10. This is going to be a medium pass for Minnesota to a base blitz. Now the base defense for New Orleans is a 4-3, you can see there. There's no advantage here, so normally you would calculate the offense and defense advantage. So each team has a -1 on defense and a 1 on offense, which basically cancels each other out. So everything is going to be played with no team advantage, but there will be a play level advantage. So on a medium pass, 1st and 10 against a base blitz, so they're running a 3-4 or 4-3. So medium against a base blitz is no advantage to either the offense or the defense. So we just play this roll straight up. So that's going to be a 10 plus 5 is 15, and a 15 on a medium pass is D10. So you cross-reference 15 with the medium pass, D10 plus 8. So we're going to re-roll our D10 for Minnesota. it's a 1, so 8 plus 1 is 9, and that's gonna be a 9-yard gain for the Vikings. So it takes it to the 24, or sorry, the 23. Be second down and 1, and that pass went to Justin Jefferson. So JJ getting into it early. When we look at our plays, now we're at second down and 1 to 10 yards. We have a 2 for Minnesota, that's inside run against a 1, which is a base. So inside against a 4-3 is going to be a -1, which means on our roll here, we're going to subtract 1, so the defense has sort of an advantage of -1, is how we would say it. So here we have a 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. On the inside run is D6 plus 1. So we roll for Minnesota. And that's going to be a 4-yard gain. Takes it out to the 27. That is Tyson Chandler picking up the first down. And we're just going to mark that here as well. So a nice start for the Vikings. 1st and 10 from their own 27. It's going to be a screen pass. It'll be an advantage to Minnesota of +1. This will be a screen pass to JJ out to the receiver on the outside. And a 10 on a screen pass, D6 plus 1. So it's good for 6 yards. I like that Jefferson is getting into the game early. Brings up second down and 4. Sorry. Put that as a rush instead of a pass. Second down and 4. It's going to be an outside run for Minnesota. It's Tyson Chandler again to the outside. No adjustment there. So an 18 on an outside run is a D6 plus 8. So big chance here. 14 yards on the run for the Vikings, as Chandler busts it to the outside and picks up another first down. So 10 plus 4 is out to the 47 now. Brings up 1st and 10. And really that's the rhythm of the game. You know, you're really just kind of figuring out the adjustment to the, figuring out the play, figuring out the adjustment, and then what happened on the result of the play. 1st and 10, this is going to be a short pass. This goes to Hawkinson, and it will be a -1 to the defense. So 10 minus 1 is 9 on a short pass. That's going to be incomplete. So I'll bring up second down. It's not Kirk Cousins in this game. I believe it was Hobbs starting at the quarterback position. Second down and 10, we got an outside run. This is going to be to Alexander Madison, running back 1. And that'll be no advantage. So an 11 on an outside run is a D6 plus 1. So that's a 4-yard gain for Madison. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for Minnesota at midfield. Big play here. I'm just going to let the auto play calling do this one. Maybe later on I'll choose a play. You can choose plays, or you can just let the dice decide. So 3rd down and 6. This is going to be a medium pass, and it's going to go to Justin Jefferson. So trying to connect for a first down. And medium pass against the base blitz. So that's going to be a 0, 12, or I'm sorry, a 9 on a medium pass. That's going to be a quarterback hurry, and they cannot connect. Brings up 4th down and 6, and the Vikings are going to have to punt. So for a punt, just going to roll our dice here. A 10 is actually a 60, so So we have a punt chart here. So basically you're looking at the punt and then the return. So from the 50, the 60 is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So that'll be first down and 10 for the Saints at their own 20. So first punt is a touchback. Let's say 50. All right. So the Saints are up. First and 10. Saints 9-8 record. Minnesota runs a 3-4 defense, so that's going to be our base defense. Should be easier to run against Minnesota, at least up the middle. Should be easier to pass against New Orleans. The actual score of this game was something like 27-19, something like that. First and 10 for New Orleans at their own 20. It's going to be a medium pass, and that will be a -2 to Minnesota. The pass is going to go to Olave, and that will be 5 - 2 is a 3 on a medium pass, and right off the bat that is a pick for Minnesota. So tough start for the Saints as they get an interception on play number 1. 2, so we're looking at our interception chart here. So we have a medium pass, and we cross-reference that with a 2. That's our roll. So it's going to be 10 yards down the field plus a D6 roll. So 11 yards down the field from the line of scrimmage is going to be to the 31. So that's where Minnesota is going to pick up. That will be one play off, and I'll just mark. I like to mark the line of scrimmage plus whatever yardage or minus whatever yardage. All right, so Minnesota takes over deep in Saints territory. They'll start this drive at the 31. That's a huge play. US Bank Stadium is rocking as Minnesota gets to take over again. I have been counting out possessions and kind of where possessions start and stop. So first and 10 for Minnesota. We've got an outside run, and against the base defense, there's no advantage there. This will be a run to Ty Chandler again, getting to the outside. 14 is going to be a D6 plus 2, so that is a 6-yard gain for the rookie. And that will bring up second down and 4 for Minnesota. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second and 4 for the Vikings. This is an outside run again, this time to Alexander Madison as he busts it to the outside. This is going to be a -1 to the defense. So 14 on the outside run. That's a pickup of 6, and that'll be another first down rushing. As Minnesota having good success here getting to the outside on the running plays. So 6 is down to the 19. That'll bring up first down and 10 for the Vikings. Inside run, and that's going to be right into the teeth of the defense. So that's a -2 against the blitzing 4-3 defense. This is Madison up the middle on the inside run. And 13 - 2 is 11, so D6 plus 1, and that's 5 yards. So against the blitz, they get a little bit of room up the middle. 5 yards. Brings up second down and 5 from the 14. Short pass here against another blitz. That will be no advantage either way. The pass is going to be over the middle to Hawkinson. An 11 on a short pass is going to be good for 5 yards. That'll be a first down pickup as Hawkinson gets just past the sticks. Brings up first and 10. This is actually going to be first and goal. So we have our normal chart and then we have our goal line chart. So we actually have two different types of play charts. So there's no deep passes and stuff like that. Plus there's goal line defense on the goal line chart. So we have a short pass against a goal line, and that's going to be no advantage either way. This will be a short pass to Hawkinson out to the flat, and this will be a 5 on a short pass. It's going to be incomplete. So the Vikings can't connect on first down. It's going to bring up second down and 9, second down and goal for Minnesota. This is an outside run for Ty Chandler again, trying to get it to the outside against the goal line defense. And that'll be a -1 to the defense, which is 13 minus 1 is 12. And that's a pickup of 4 yards to the outside. Brings up third down and goal for Minnesota. Let's see what they pull out here. As long as they don't commit a turnover, they're all but assured of 3 points here. 2 on third down. This is going to be a short pass against a goal line. Again, that's a no advantage pass to Hawkinson again. 18 on a short pass is going to be a D10 plus 3. That's 11 yards. And the way I counted is we have 10 yards for the goal. So the back of the end zone to the goal line. That's 10 yards plus whatever yardage you have here. So 10 plus 5 is 15. So whatever we roll has to be inside that 15 yards. Otherwise, it's like throwing it out of the end zone. So we have an 8 plus 3. That's 11. So that's toward the back of the end zone. And that's a connection for a TD to Hawkinson. His first of the game. And Minnesota takes a 6-0 lead. Let's see about the extra point. Extra point is good. And Minnesota takes a 7-0 lead after the turnover. The big interception for New Orleans, and Minnesota will be kicking off. This will be a kickoff to a 2 is going to be 66 yards plus a D6, so 68 total. And I think we're just going to take the touchback on that. So New Orleans catches it a few yards deep and kneels the ball. No movement on a touchback. So the clock doesn't move when there's a touchback. So New Orleans with the ball, hoping to do a little better than their last start. They started their own 25. They're down 7-0 now. So I put the wrong... Gave the score to New Orleans. But 7-0 Minnesota. We have a little under 8 minutes left in the first quarter. This is going to be a short pass. There's a -1 advantage on the defense. This will be a short pass to Kamara. 12 on a short pass is good for 4 yards, so that's a nice connection there to the running back. For 4. Brings up second down and 6 from the 29. New Orleans with the screen pass, and that will be a -1 to the defense. This is a screen pass to Alvin Kamara. 10 -1 is 9. 9 on the screen is good for 2 yards. So not a lot going on there with the running back screen. But they do pick up positive yardage. Brings up third down and 4 for the Saints. Third down and 4, we have a medium pass that's thrown to Shaheed, and medium against a base defense. And it's going to be a -2. That's sort of into the teeth of the Minnesota 3-4 defense is a medium pass. So we're going to get a -2 on that. We have a 10 -2 is 8. 8 on a medium pass is going to be hurried, a quarterback hurry. And that is, when you use the sacks, that's, what would that be? Danielle Hunter getting in, disturbing the play and causing everything to speed up just a little bit. I just like to use the sacks for the quarterback hurry. You could use the sacks, you could use the defense. Any of these players here on defense, you could roll that too. However you want to figure out which player caused the hurries. We also have pass deflections, which we have a specific category for that. All right, 4th down and 4. We're going to get a punt here. I can just roll all of them. Going to get a punt here. It's a 9. A 9 on a punt is 55 yards, so a boomer of a punt. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus 5 is down to the 14. And the return is 2. 2 is going to be a fair catch, so high and deep. And the result is a fair catch. So Minnesota's going to start at their own 14. Good job from New Orleans of flipping the field a little bit. So let's see if they can hold the Vikings down here. Take our 15 seconds off of the punt. 1st and 10, Minnesota. They're up 7-0. Let's see if they can move the ball against this Saints defense. It is an outside run. No advantage here. That's going to be Alexander Madison bouncing it out to the outside. A 15 is going to be good for 6 yards. So far the Saints offense struggling against the Minnesota defense, but Minnesota having some success on offense in this one. 2nd down and 4. This is going to be a medium pass against the blitz, and that will be no advantage. Normally there's a little bit of advantage against the 4-3 when you're throwing the medium pass, but when they're blitzing, it takes away your advantage. The pass is to Jordan Addison, and it's going to be 13 on a medium pass. That's good for 11 yards and a 1st down. So Minnesota moves the sticks on 2nd and 4, and out to the 31 now. First and 10 from the 31. This will be a medium pass. That's going to be thrown short to Alexander Madison. So maybe a little check down over the middle. And this is coming against a blitz. A medium against a blitz is no advantage. A 3 on a medium pass, and that's going to be picked off. As Madison was the target, maybe it bounced out of his hands. Either way, you can create your own narratives for these things. So that's going to be an interception. Each team with their own pick at this point. So a medium pass, a 6, is going to be the line of scrimmage minus a D6. So minus 3. So minus goes behind the line of scrimmage. So it was picked off. It was run back to the 28. So just like Minnesota had an opportunity to take over deep in Saints territory, the Saints return the favor, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at the 28. All right, 1st and 10, New Orleans. Big shifts in this game. This is going to be a short pass, and that'll go for -1 to the defense. This is a pass to Olave. 8 yards, -1 is 7, and that's going to be an incompletion. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Minnesota 28. It's going to be an inside run. This will be Taysom Hill on the inside run against the base defense. That's actually a +1, so that's going to be a 10 on the inside run. He picks up 3 yards. And it's going to bring up 2nd down, or 3rd down and 7 from the 21. First rushing play for the Saints. You can see here they had 1 to 54, so 54% passing, 46% rushing. So a little bit more of a passing team, more of like a shorter West Coast passing team. We have 3rd down and 7. This is a deep shot here. They're going to throw the deep pass against the blitz, and let's see if they can connect. That's going to be a -1. It's going to be a deep ball to Olave. 12 minus 1 is 11. 11 on a deep pass is going to be incomplete. So they went for the TD there and came up short on the incompletion. That's going to bring up 4th down and 7. Sorry, that should have been 7. There you go. Should have been, it's at the 25, so I moved the wrong team. So it should be 4th down and 7 from the 25. That means plus 17 would be a 42-yard field goal, and they need to roll at least a 4 on a 40 to 49-yard field goal. So let's go ahead and have them kick the field goal. If it's less than a 4, then it's going to be some sort of miss. It's an 8, and from 42 yards, the Saints get on the board in the first quarter. 7-3 is our score. The Saints are trailing the Vikings. Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. This was played on November 12th of 2023, so just this past season. We got a kickoff here. It's going to be an 8. 8 is 65 yards plus the D6, so 69. And we're going to go ahead and leave that as a touchback. I'm not going to try to run that out. 70 yards would be halfway through the end zone, so not going to run that out. Let's just bring that out as a touchback. And we have some automatic touchbacks, 3 through 7. So if the kicking team rolls a 3 through 7, it's just an automatic touchback. But there's also the opportunity you can choose to run it out or not, if you know, whatever you want to do. This game is, I think, going to be really good head-to-head. You're going to have some real interesting matchups. There's always something to do for each player when you're playing head-to-head. So it's not like some games where, you know, the guy the guy on defense is just keeping score or something like that. There's always something kind of to do for each team head-to-head. All right, Minnesota ball, 1st and 10 from their own 25. They are leading 7-3 in this one in the first quarter. There is 3.5 minutes left in the first. And this will be an inside run against a base. That's going to be tough sledding there. That's a -1 to the defense. But this is actually going to be a quarterback, so a little bit of a scramble up the middle. 11 minus 1 is 10, and that'll be a pickup of 3 yards, so something positive. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. 2nd down and 7 to the Vikings. This will be a medium pass. That's going to be thrown Justin Jefferson's way. And the medium pass against the blitz is going to be no advantage, but it got a 17 here. That's going to be a pretty good pickup. D10 plus 12. So that's going to be a 17-yard pickup to JJ, and that'll be a 1st down for Minnesota. Nice pass there from Dobbs. So 10 and 17 out to the 45. And that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 45. Got an inside run again, this time to Alexander Madison, who busted up the gut. And that'll be a -1 to the defense. So 5 on an inside run is going to be a -2 as they lose 2 yards. Defensive line gets through, makes a good play there. 2nd and long. So we actually have, it's 2nd and 12 now. So we actually have 1st and 10 column, and we have 11 plus. I need to change this one to 6 plus. But we have 11 plus, so 11 yards or more on 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. So if there's a penalty or something and it pushes you back, or you have negative yardage plays, then you use the long column. So second down and long is where we are, and we run a 6. So instead of an outside or a screen, it's going to be a draw play. So a draw play against their nickel is actually pretty good. That's going to be a +1 advantage. The draw play goes to Cam Akers, who got a few carries during the year, and a 5 on a draw play is going to be a tackle for loss. Actually, with the +1, it'll be a 6, so it's going to be dropped for no yardage. Better than a tackle for loss, I guess, but still going to bring up third down and long, as they can't find a seam on the draw play. This is going to be third and long. This is a medium pass against the dime defense, so it's going to be kind of tough here. Going to get it out to Jefferson. It's a -2 advantage to the defense. We rolled a 20 though, so chance here. On a medium pass, D10 plus 15, so we're going to pick up the first down and more. 18 yards again to Justin Jefferson, as he's coming up huge in this one. That's going to be a first down for Minnesota as they pick up the third and long. That's going to be 10 plus 8 is out to the 39. It's all the way down to the Saints' 39-yard line. Minnesota driving on this one. No success running the ball on this particular drive, but having really good success throwing, as they're at 35 yards on 2 passes completed, both to Justin Jefferson. We get a medium pass here against the 4-3 defense. That's a +1 advantage. It's going to go to Jordan Addison. So 10 plus 1 is an 11. 11 on a medium pass is a D10 plus 5 yards. So that'll be a good pickup of 7. Gets them going in the right direction. Brings up second down and 3 from the 26. Apologize for the coughing. I'm still getting over a little something here. Brings up second down and 3. This is going to be a short pass that goes to Justin Jefferson against the blitz. That'll be no advantage. So a 19 on a short pass is a D10 plus 5. That's good for 13 yards, and Justin Jefferson is a prime target here, and he has showed up today. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and that'll be 10 plus 3 is down to the 13-yard line. So Minnesota's going to start the second quarter at the Saints 13, and let's just keep going here. We got a little bit of time. Let's see how I'm doing on time. Doing okay. So you can see the quarter moves along pretty quickly. It has about 20-25 minutes. So it's a different kind of football game. It's not going to take you 45 minutes per quarter. So game moves along pretty quickly. All right, so we got started the second quarter. Minnesota, 1st and 10 from the Saints 13. A 3. This is going to be an outside run, and that will be no advantage to the defense. That's going to be Ty Chandler getting to the outside again. 9 on an outside run is a short pickup of 2 yards. Takes it down to the 11. Minnesota putting together some good drives here, keeping the ball away from the Saints. Second down and 8. Screen pass against the base defense is going to be a +1 advantage to Minnesota. The screen is going to go to Jordan Addison as they whip it to the outside. And a +1 advantage makes that a 10 on a screen. So we're going to add 1 to this roll, and that's good for 6 yards. That's going to bring up third down and 2 for the Vikings. See if they can pick this up. Third down and 2. This is going to be a deep pass. Wouldn't advise that, but deep pass against the base blitz. So that's basically going to equal a +2 advantage. They're going to throw it to Jefferson. Looks like in the back of the end zone. And that's going to be an incompletion on the deep ball. Hard to throw a deep pass from five yards out. You could, at this point, use the goal line if you wanted to use the goal line, you know, anything inside of 10 yards. I just forgot, really. So that's going to be fourth down. Minnesota's going to kick the field goal here. 17 plus 5 is a 22-yard attempt. You can see here that everything is good from 20 to 29 yards. Greg Joseph, really good up to 40 yards. Really bad away from 40 yards. And so Minnesota's going to kick the 22-yard field goal. And they're going to go up 10-3 the beginning of the second quarter. You can kick that if you want to. There's no real reason to, because it's all good in the neighborhood. And so you can just assume he never missed one from that range during the year. So there's actually quite a lot of kickers that didn't miss anything from 20 to 29 yards. So it's fairly automatic in the NFL. So we got the kickoff here. 10-3 is our score. We've got 13 and a half minutes left in the first half. The kickoff is a 9. A 9 is going to be 63 yards, so that puts us at 61-3, down to the 2-yard line. The return is going to be 30 yards plus a D10, so big time return here. So 35 yards takes it out to the 37. So we'll say 63 and 35 on the return. So big return there. Brings the ball out to their own 37. And the Saints are going to start in good field position. They're down by a touchdown. We got a short pass here that's going to go to Alvin Kamara. Short pass against the base defense is going to be a -1 advantage to the defense. So a 10 on a short pass goes for 3 yards. That's out to the 40. Brings up second down and 7. Short pass against the base. The pass is going to go to Kamara again. And a 15. Let's see. Short against the base. That's a -1, right? Yeah. So 15-14 on a short pass. This time it's a D6 plus 2. And so that'll be good for 4 yards. Brings up third down and 3. From the Saints 44. Couple of check downs to Alvin Kamara. Got a chance for a big play here. This will be a screen pass to a base blitz. So a screen pass to a base blitz is going to be a 0. So no advantage or disadvantage. This is an actual chance for a huge play. This is going to go to Olave. So wide receiver screen to the outside. We got a 20. 20 on a screen pass is going to be a D10 plus D10. So just the regular play is going to be good for 19 yards. So that's a big play. We also have what we call a breakaway chart here. And so we have our breakaways here. We roll 1D10, and if it's a 5 or greater, then you can add on to the original play. So the original play here is 19, and we can add on more on the breakaway. They're only 66 yards from a touchdown, so it is possible to score TD on this. So let's roll the Saints die here. If it's a 4 or less, then we'll just take the 19 yards, and that's what it is. It's a 1. So that's going to be good for 19 yards on the screen pass, and that'll be a first down. It's actually the first down for the Saints, if you can believe it. So 10, and that's 20, so that's 19. Big play there to Olave. Yeah. Let's do that again. Losing all the dice. All right, 1st and 10 for the Saints from the Minnesota 37. So that's how breakaways work. You can see on the breakaway chart here. You can see that hopefully there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 yards that you can add to the play. So I think last game I played, there was a 49-yard breakaway touchdown up the middle. Right, you're going to get a couple of these sort of breakaway opportunities every game. It only happens when you hit on the 20. You have to hit directly on the 20, and then you can add. If you also want to do that for kickoffs, like if you have a kickoff return of 40 yards, you can also do the breakaway where there's a chance for a touchdown. So you could add that in. Same thing for punt returns. And that would be a super easy way to kind of make sure that you get an opportunity for a punt return TD or a kick return TD. All right, 1st and 10 from the 37. This is an inside run against a base defense. That's going to be good for a +1 advantage to the defense. This will be Williams up the middle. And 13 + 1 is 14. So we'll add 3 to that roll. That's going to be good for a 4-yard gain. Takes it down to the 33. 4-yard pickup from the Saints. The Saints have a little momentum here. I'll talk about momentum too. That's an optional addition as well. Short pass, and this is going to go to Thomas. So Michael Thomas with the catch, or the target, I guess, not necessarily the catch, but it's a target against the blitz. Short pass against the blitz is going to be a -1, so a 10 on a short pass. That's going to be good for 3 yards. So a quick hitter, a little hot route against the blitz is going to bring up 3rd down and 3 from the Minnesota 30. The Saints driving here. They're down 10-3. We've got a 1-1. So a screen pass to a base defense is going to be a -1 advantage to the defense. The screen goes to Miller. 12 - 1 is 11. On the screen is a D6 + 1. So they need 3 yards. They need this to be at least a 2. Oh, and it is good for 3 yards. Let's go ahead and challenge the spot of the play. So 3 yards here gets us to the line of scrimmage, or to the yards to go. So let's just show you this mechanic, and I'm going to use the red die for this. So we have one here that says Coach's Challenge, and so if there are several situations. You can challenge a catch, you can you can challenge a fumble or interception, you can challenge the spot of the ball on offense or on defense. So on defense, since we hit right at the yards to go for a 1st down, we can challenge the spot of the ball. If it's overturned, then it will go back 1 yard and it'll turn into 4th down. If it's not overturned, then it'll remain a 1st down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and challenge here. So Kevin O'Connell throws a challenge flag. A 1, 2, 9, or 10 is an overturn. And it's a 3. And 3 is upheld. So the challenge is upheld, or the play on the field is upheld, the call on the field. And that means it's going to be 1st and 10. And they lose 1 challenge. I believe you get 2 in the NFL. So Minnesota loses a challenge. I want to say, what are they? They're charged with a timeout. I think that's how you play. I think that's the rules for challenges. I'll have to look that up again. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10. That was a 3-yard pickup on the pass. And that's how challenges work. Thought it was kind of a cool wrinkle. I wanted to put it in for a different game. that I was working on, and I instituted it as kind of a simple dice rolling game. But I thought, well, that would be a nice little extra option that you could do for particular situations. You're trying to make sure that people are not scoring, or maybe it's just like the right time in the game to make sure they're taking away momentum. That would have led to a 4th down, which is a field goal, as opposed to having 1st and 10 from the 27 now. So maybe that could change the course of the game, keep them from scoring a touchdown, and get a field goal opportunity instead. So just a little bit of strategy, a little bit of football coaching strategy in there I wanted to add. 1st and 10, this is a screen pass against the blitz. That's a pretty good call. That's a 0, and the screen pass goes to Miller. It is a 20. 20 on the screen pass is going to be D10 plus D10. So that's only a 2. That's a 2-yard gain on the screen pass. Typically that would be more. That's about as bad as you could do. So 2 yards on the screen pass. And the breakaway, because we rolled a 20, is a 7. So 2 plus 40 is 42. We're going to say 2 yards on the catch, and then they're going to run that in the rest of the way. So that's a 27-yard touchdown. We're going to give it that way. So 27 yards on the screen pass, because obviously you're catching the ball short and running it into the end zone. So there's no throwing it out of the end zone. So use a little bit of common sense. That's going to be a 27-yard touchdown pass. For the Saints have an extra point that goes all the way up, so they get automatic 7 whenever they score. Their kicker never missed any extra points, and so that is going to be a tie score. Now we're tied at 10. It'll be 2 ticks off the clock there. I'm a big fan of taking whatever I've made, and you just make it what you want. If you need to homebrew something, homebrew it. I like to sort of just think through what would happen. What would a play look like? And not be quite so beholden to it has to be exactly like this. But, it's a screen pass. If it says 40, he just ran 13 yards through the end zone into the tunnel, right? I mean, just kind of create your own narratives here. The kickoff is a 6. It's going to be a touchback to Minnesota. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 25. I do keep kickoff statistics. I don't often look at them, but I do keep them, kickoffs and punts, and you can get averages out of that and all kinds of things. So. Minnesota 1st and 10. They're starting at their own 25. There is 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in the half. Minnesota with the short pass. This one's going to go to JJ. Against the blitz is going to be no advantage. So a 10 on a short pass is going to be good for 4 yards. So there's a connection there for Dobbs to Justin Jefferson. A nice pickup on 1st down. That takes it out to the 29. Be 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. Inside run here. And that will be Chandler on the inside run going up the gut. That's a tough way to go against a 4-3 defense. This is a blitz, so it's going to be a -2, even worse. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 on the inside run, that's going to be a -2 as that gets blown up by the the defensive call there. Brings up 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8. This time we're going to call our own pass. So I'm going to call a medium pass here. So essentially we're ignoring this die. Medium pass against a blitz, base blitz, is going to be a 0, so no advantage. The pass is going to go to Hawkinson as they get a hot read over the middle. 6 on a medium pass is going to be a quarterback hurry. So they blitz right up the middle, and it causes the hurry on the pass. So that's going to be incomplete. And it will be 4th down. Minnesota's going to go ahead and punt the ball. A 3 on the punt is just 30 yards. So 10, 20, 30. And on the return, that's a big return. An 8 is going to be good for 18 yards. So 10, plus 8 is to the 39. So big time return there. 15 on the punt. So we'll say 30 and 18. So a net just of 12 yards on the punt. And Saints are in business as they take over. They take over at the Minnesota 39. First and 10. Screen pass against the blitz is going to be no advantage there. That's going to be a screen pass to Alvin Kamara. 19 yards on the screen, D6 plus a D10. So we get to roll both, and we'll add them together. So that's going to be good for 9 yards. Nice pickup on first down there. Brings up second and short. And that'll be at the Minnesota 30. Kamara figuring into the screen game here, which they're going to be running that a lot. The Saints do. Second down and short. This is going to be an outside run. And it's Kamara again on the outside run. That's going to be no advantage to the defense. A 6 on an outside run is going to be for 0 yards as Minnesota plays that one really well. It's going to bring up third down and very short. Third down and 1. Minnesota is susceptible to the inside run, so I'm going to just go ahead and call that so we can get a first down. So that's going to be an inside run against the base defense. That's going to be a +1, and the run is Kamara up the middle. A 9 on an inside run is good for 2 yards as he picks up the first down. Soft spot on the 4-3 defense is going to be right up the middle on the inside run. They're tough against short passes and not so tough against the run. First and 10 from the 28. This is an inside run against the blitz. I'm sorry, against just the base defense. So run up the middle for Taysom Hill as he takes out the shotgun snap and takes it off the right guard's hip. And a 14, let's see, 14 plus 1 is 15. That's going to be 2 D6s. And the run is for 6 yards. So nice run up the gut there for Taysom Hill. And that takes it down to the Minnesota 22. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. This is a medium pass against the base. So like I said, that's into the teeth of the defense. So that's going to be a -2. Pass goes to Kamara over the middle. And 12 minus 2 is 10. 10 on a medium pass is going to be good for 8 yards. So not as good as it could be, but pretty good. That's going to pick up a first down for the Saints. Not a lot of yards, but very efficient in their passing game in the first half. First down and 10. It's going to be an inside run to the base blitz. Got a big opportunity here. Inside to a base blitz is a 0. This is an inside run for Williams. 18 on an inside run is D6 plus 8. So that's good for 13 yards. They hit it right up the middle for a nice run. That takes it down to the 1 as he gets tackled, pushed out of bounds right before he gets to the goal line. Actually gets tackled, I guess, right before the goal line. And we're going to be in our goal to go, so we're using our goal line offensive play calling chart. This will be an outside run against the goal line. That's a -1 advantage to the defense. This will be Miller going to the outside. -1, so 16 minus 1 is 15. D10. So as long as this is pretty much anything, that's going to be a score. It is 3, and so that's going to be a 1-yard touchdown run for the Saints. Saints ain't the ain'ts in this one, and that's going to be another 7 yards or 7 points. So a touchdown makes it 14-10. Saints over the Vikings. And we are at a little more than 5 minutes from halftime. Saints kick off. That was Miller to the outside for the touchdown. Kickoff here from the Saints is a 3. 3 is going to be a touchback. So it goes through the end zone. Minnesota takes over 1st and 10 from their own 25. They're down by 4. Let's see if they can put together a scoring drive. And Dobbs lead them down the field. It's a medium pass against a base blitz. That's going to be no advantage. The pass is going to go to Hawkinson on the hot route, and a 13 on a medium pass is good for 11 yards. So nice connection there to TJ Hawkinson. Takes it out to the 36. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 36. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half. Short pass here. That's going to go to KJ Osborne, wide receiver 3 for Minnesota. You can see 9 here. 9 is KJ Osborne. And short pass against the base defense is going to be a -1. So 14 minus 1 is 13 on a short pass. Is this roll plus 3, so that's good for 9. That's as good as they could do. So 9-yard pickup, takes it out to the 45. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 1. Short pass again. This is going to go to TJ Hawkinson, and that's against their base defense. So that'll be a -1. Basically remove this. So a 9 on a short pass is incomplete for Minnesota. We take 15 seconds off for an incompletion. Brings up 3rd down and 1. 3. This is going to be a medium pass that is thrown to Justin Jefferson. Medium pass against the blitz. No advantage. 10 on a medium pass is good for 10 yards. Takes it to the other side of the field to the 45-yard line of the Saints, and that's going to be 1st and 10 from the Saints 45. Minnesota driving with 3.5 minutes left in the half. Get an inside run here, and that's going to be a -1. The inside run is to Madison. 18 minus 1 is 17. That's still good for 7 yards. Nice run up the gut for Alexander Madison, and that takes us down to 3 minutes left in the half. From the Saints 38, it's 3rd down and 3. This is, it's 2nd down and 3. Outside run against the blitz is a -1, and that'll be Madison again to the outside. 13 minus 1 is 12 on the outside run, is good for 4 yards. So that's just beyond the sticks. That's going to be a pickup for a 1st down as Madison turns his legs and gets that extra yard and picks up the 1st down. 1st and 10 now from the Saints 34. Minnesota still needs to get about 10 or 15 yards for a field goal attempt. Plenty of time on the clock, 2.5 minutes left. Once you get into this sort of shaded area here, it's a default at the end of the half or the end of the game. It's a default 2-minute drill or hurry up offense, unless you specifically say, I'm just trying to run out the clock. But it's assumed, 15 seconds per play instead of even on a running play. So you're running up to the line, all that kind of stuff. Minnesota also has 2 timeouts left. So 1st and 10 from the 34. And that's going to be a short pass to JJ. Short pass, that's a -1 to the defense. We have an 18, so 17 on a short pass is going to be good for 8 yards to Jefferson. Takes it down to the 26-yard line and takes us down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in the half. 2nd down and 2. This will be a medium pass. And that'll be a +1. So another pass here to Jefferson. 13-14 on a medium pass is going to be a D10 +7. So best we could do is to get it down near the goal line. D10 +7 is good for a 10-yard gain. That'll take it down to the 16. And 1 minute and 45 seconds left. That's 1st down. 10-yard gain to Jefferson. Jefferson having a really nice game in the 1st half. And we'll see if they can keep it up through the 2nd half as well. 1st and 10 from the 16. Minnesota with the inside run. And that's going to be a -1. That's Madison up the gut. 15 -1 is 14. And so that's going to be a D6 +3. So that's good for 6 yards. Takes it down to the 10. Brings up 2nd and 4 from the 10. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the half. 6 is going to be a screen pass. That's going to be thrown out to Jefferson. Screen against the base is a +1. We got an opportunity here. We got 15-16 on the screen pass. That's going to be good for 10 yards, and that is going to be JJ with the 10-yard score. So nice drive there by Minnesota as they finish it off with a TD. And we'll go ahead and take a full amount of the play off there. The extra point is good, and Minnesota ties it up at 17 apiece in the 1st half. They're going to kick off. There's 1 minute left, so we'll see what happens here. The Saints have all their timeouts, so if they get a big kickoff here, they could possibly get something going. A 1 on a kickoff is 67 yards, so that's 2 yards deep in the end zone. Do we want to run that back? Sure, why not? There's an opportunity here for a big play. So a 2 is not a great return. 16 yards, so 2 yards deep. That means it comes out to the 14. Take 15 seconds off. So we're going to say 67 and 16. And I think they're just going to kneel this one out. So we're going to give out, that's 1 kneel and 2 kneels. Actually, 45 seconds. Yeah, maybe 2 kneels. So we'll say -1 and -1. I think that's how you play that out. So they're just going to kneel it down for the 1st half. So at the end of the half, it's going to be tied at 17. So we got our scoring here. Minnesota on that drive, throwing a lot of passes. Had a really nice drive here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays. And they go from their own 25. So 10 plays, 75 yards. And they started somewhere in this area, 6 minutes or so. So a really nice drive to end out the half for the Vikings. It's 17-17. And this is, again, a game played with New Orleans. New Orleans will receive in the 2nd half. So it'll be more like this. So we do another kickoff to New Orleans. I'm going to stop the video here. I got to get on to get ready to work. But this is Play Action Football. And this game will be coming out very soon. So you can see what is our time. Our time is 1 hour and 4 minutes. That was for the 1st half. And that's me explaining everything and walking through and having to talk about everything. So it moves a little bit slower. But you can see you're going to get a game in about 2 hours once you get used to everything. We have some results like if you want to play an outside game, or if you're playing an outside game, you can have results for weather, so you can roll that before the game. And you can see if it's winter time, if it's like November on, you got a chance for snow if you're in a place where it snows. If it's not, if you're playing in Miami or Los Angeles or Kansas City, you could just choose snow or rain. There's a wind effect, which will affect kickers. The snow and the rain is going to affect... I'm still trying to decide on how that's going to affect the game. I think it's going to affect the away team. Like, it'll be a -1 to the offense on the away team. The wind is going to affect all kickers. And maybe it just means you knock off 10%. So instead of a 5, he needs to roll a 6, to get that. So maybe there's a little bit of a wind effect. Then there's perfect weather, and then like extreme cold or extreme heat. If you're playing in Miami, it would be extreme heat, not extreme cold. If you're playing in Green Bay, there could be extreme cold, like from November on. And we'll see. I'll see how to do that. I'll have to kind of look at that. I haven't really delved into that, but I want that to be a part of the game. We have a block kick chart. We didn't use it this time, but inside, like if Minnesota's going this way, but they get stuck somewhere in here, and they want to punt, they don't want to go for it. There's a coffin corner punt, so you can try to kick it out of bounds, angle it out of bounds, and then you would just put the ball here. So a 10 would mean it goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and then you've kind of pinned them down to the 2-yard line. There's an onside kick when you need those. There's fumbles. So if there's a fumble on the play, you use this chart. I use the interception chart a couple of times on the 2 picks, 1 for each team. There are penalties, which we haven't run a lot into, but penalties do happen if the play result goes greater than 20 or less than 2. So sometimes you get kind of pushed off the chart, and that triggers a penalty. So depending on if it goes off the chart minus, like low, then that's a penalty on the offense because it helps the defense. If it's a penalty, if it goes greater than 20, that's a penalty on the defense because that helps the offense. So just some little things that do come up every once in a while, little features, little things that are added into the game. We got some testers who are going through at this point, and they are testing the game, playing it out. I'm playing out the entire 2023 season, just kind of seeing where the rough spots are. Already, I've had to make some changes to the yards per catch because they were a little low. They were coming in at like 7 to 8 yards per catch, which league average is about 10.5 or so. And so I had to kind of bump those up. So you're getting into that 9, 10, 11 yards per catch range. The problem is after 40 passes, you only have 225 yards. 35 completions should get you to 300 yards. So it was coming in under 300 yards. So I needed to bump that up just a little bit. And at this point, both the Saints don't have a great yards per catch. They had a nice big play here on the 27-yard touchdown. Minnesota doing okay, average, I would say. Probably averaging 9 or 10 yards per catch. And rushing has always been pretty easy and not such a big deal. Everyone has basically the same kind of rushing profile. But comes in at like 4.2 yards per rush. But really it's dependent upon how the rolls go, right? So you got a lot of D6 rolls here and D10 rolls for your rushing. So it's super variable, the game. You're not going to get the same game twice. Teams are going to perform. These two teams are kind of in the middle of all of the teams in the NFL, so they're sort of fighting kind of, the same kind of team. So there's 2 wins that separate the 2 teams, and there's kind of fighting in that meaty middle of being, 9-8, 6-11. How do you distinguish those teams? It's a few plays here, a few plays there that kind of bounce your way or go this way or that way. And really, when you look at them statistically, they're very similar to one another. The Vikings have a better passing offense as far as maybe yards per play. So they get more. Well, no. Better percentage, higher percentage of passes here for New Orleans. Lower percentage for Minnesota, but they have a higher sort of top end on their deep passes. So they're pretty equal. They have different kind of team profiles, but they are going to come out pretty equal when they play each other. Like I said, the game was like 27-19 or something like that, and really it was fairly close throughout the game. We got a tie ball game here, 17 apiece at halftime. Let's see how the second half goes. Probably won't record it, but but I am going to play it out at some point. And so that's Play Action Football. I'll let everybody know whenever it's ready. I'll put it on Facebook. I'll announce it here. And there'll also be a series of tutorials, how to play, how to do each of the types of charts and plays and all that kind of stuff. Just got to get everything together. The game has been coming together for about 2 years now. And kind of put it on the shelf to pursue what is now No Huddle Football, which is use like a card game as opposed to dice. But really did want to bring back more of a play-by-play dice game with a little bit more detail to it. And you can see it's a little arcadey, but it comes in pretty fast, so under 2 hours. This video is more than an hour, but that's just because of the time it takes to talk through the video. For you to play is going to probably come in under 2 hours for most gamers. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If you like the content that we're producing, the games we're producing, you support us by just giving this video a thumbs up. That's a super easy way to let Google know that this is really good content, and YouTube will treat us well in the algorithm. If you want to subscribe and get more video content, we're always producing new things. Got a new baseball season out for On Base, and working on a new up-tempo basketball season. So there's always something that I'm working on, some season I'm thinking around with, or a new game trying to produce. So you can keep up with everything that we're doing here on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook group, which I'll put a link to that down in the description, and answer a couple questions. It's a private group, so no spam or funny business going on in there. Just people who want to know more about what we're doing and get insider information for the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.